Listen to me very carefully.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we go, very first video of 2021. Sorry for the delay, but obviously we all know that December is crazy for everybody with the holidays, but we're back. But before we get rolling into this very next video, and actually this video is really a mishmash of everything that transpired from the end of November all the way to present day. So it's going to be kind of bouncing around all over the place. But before we get rolling in that one, I wanted to do a quick shout out for another Joe. But this particular Joe has a website called GIANTAQUARIUMS.com. This guy has been awesome and very supportive of our particular channel, and I can't thank him enough for him providing more exposure for us through his website. So I thought it would only be right for me to do a quick shout out for him. So go to Google, type in GIANTAQUARIUMS.com, and Joe has been overseeing, running, and doing all this work for free for probably almost 8 years now. So once you type in GIANTAQUARIUMS.com, you scroll down, and here what you're going to see is all the large tanks for sale in that particular month or in that particular year. Prime example right here. Here's a 12 by 4 by 4. Look at this monster hiding down in Texas. I mean, who would not want a tank like that hiding in their living room? Here's a massive cylinder. So what you do, the big thing is once you scroll down, eventually you're going to hit this archive section right here on the right, and right there it is. Pick a month, any month, and that will open up, and you'll see 5, 6, 7 tanks that are for sale in that particular month in that particular year. So quick shout out for Joe. Go to GIANTAQUARIUMS.com. We can't thank him enough for helping our channel out. You guys go out there, support him, go to his website, take a look at all the hard work this guy's been doing. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, this is definitely our category, monster fish tank lovers. GIANTAQUARIUMS.com. Go support his channel. With that, let's roll into the video. First one, 2021.
It's showtime.
We give them what they want. We're number one, Ben. That's all that counts. Believe me, I've been in the business 30 years.
Well, I haven't been in show business as long as you have, Killian. But I'm a quick learner. So I'm going to give the audience what I think they want.
Welcome back, guys. Joe here again from Third World Aquatics. Another video. This is what part are we on? 19? Holy crap, this aquarium will never get finished because we got too much other stuff going on. So here we go. A quick update on the garage. It is a beautiful November 28th. What's today? 28th. I think it's a Saturday. And we've got about 48 hours to go. And they're saying we got some serious snow coming. So with these 2 perfect days, we thought we would start blowing out these walls on the new garage. And as you can see, the first section is already up. We've just got a temporary short up, and we're prepping the second section, which is 16 feet long. Just going to beef up that corner right there while we're nailing this together, because we've got that big hole back here. If you remember in part 18 for the electrical line coming in and the big trunk line, which is eventually going to be for the radiant heat, where the manifold is going to be in the PEX pipe, which will be in the floor here for 2 separate zones. And if you didn't catch it on that last part, the last video, there's going to be about a 250-foot trench dug all the way through the backyard, heading all the way to the far side. And that'll bring over that hot water. It'll be like a supply and return line. And it'll go to that manifold, and from there it'll break down into 2 zones, and it'll heat the floor. But just wanted to give you a quick update. Walls are going up here in the new garage. Finally, after what feels like 2 months, we are back to where we left off. But man, look at that. We are finally drywalled, primered, and painted. The drywall literally took a coat of primer and then 2 coats of brown. It was literally just sucking that paint up. So now we've got 3 coats on this bad boy 1,000 gallon aquarium. The hallway is finished. The soffits are built. This crazy contraption over here on the right eventually is going to probably hold 5 or 6 pieces of L-shaped glass. And on there we will have a lot of different shells from around the world. Here we're going to get the covers made, and then it'll get all covered up so you won't be able to see inside there, and eventually there's going to be a couch on the front. But there it is. We are brown on the outside, and as you can see, if you look right through the tank, the back room is also blue. Let me take you down the hallway here. The floors have been scrubbed. There was drywall dust everywhere. I had mud on the floor. Man, it was bad. This room was painted, and you can see way up there above the tank, that soffit is finished, and that turned out pretty daggone good. So the wall here is blue. Everything's blue. So if you remember where we left off way back, I believe on part 14 or 15, we have to build this deck. It's probably going to be 2x6s. I think we're going to be about 6.5 feet long right here in the corner, and up probably 5.5 to 6 inches. And then these 2 aquariums here will sit on there. They've got to be raised up so that the bulkheads and the pipes and the valves, which are going to be way up underneath, I'll have the ability to get to them. But they're going to be filled with the live rock. These are chambers 4 and 5, and they do work their way back over into chamber 3, which is the main sump. So now, finally, after, I tell you, it does feel like we all got pushed back here like 2 months because we had to get the walls done.
Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then the hell with you.
But now it's back to that filtration system. I got to believe the hard part is over. And now we're kind of back to the fun part of putting the filtration system together. So with that being said, let's go ahead and build the lower deck that's going to hold these 2 aquariums, and let's get back on this filtration system. Film just a quick video here. Now this is the 720, and you've seen this before way back on videos 1, 2, and 3 at the top of the year. And I've moved a lot of fish around that were at the other end. If you remember that 380 gallon tank and the 240, those fish that were down there got relocated over here. And obviously the pacu is one of those, the South American redtail catfish there on the far left, the arowana. But I am on borrowed time here because you would probably say, well, wait a second. That redtail catfish is going to start plucking off multiple items here within the tank, and you would be absolutely correct.
All right, everyone, chill.
So I'm kind of trying to cheat the system right now by keeping the redtail as fat as possible, because I'm actually setting up another tank. So as you know, I've got the 1,000 gallon well underway, but I don't want to go backwards. We know that's going to be saltwater. So I don't want to change my thinking on that one and make it freshwater. So the goal now is to relocate a couple of the fish that are in the 720 over to the 240, so that you got a baby azul bass right there at the top. What the heck was that? Somebody's already getting feisty. So the baby azul, there's the orange severum. We have I'm actually probably going to move the 2 Irwini catfish. There's a silver dollar back there, like a wide bar. Here's the ornate bisher. There is a Poleptotus dahanzi right here. And I think that is it. So those guys are going to be relocated over here. Here's that racking system that you saw on the other end of the house. I painted the walls some crazy Caribbean aqua blue. We actually finished drywall on that wall right there in the back left. Set the racking system up. I've got to clean this 240 real quick. But before I push this up against the wall, I was going to wire brush and paint the 4 plates that go underneath the legs. And just so happens I also found another shelving system, this metal rack right here. There's another one outside. I'm going to show it to you here in a second. We are going to put another row way up high here. Not for sure if I'm going to put tanks up there or that'd be a good area for storage. So we're going to have tanks down here on the bottom left. The sump filtration system is going to be on the right, which is going to grab the water from the 240. And that tank is 8 by 3 by 16 tall with a center island overflow. But let me show you real quick outside what I'm getting ready to do so that I can put the shelving system on top.
Stick around.
So here it is, 7 o'clock at night. I think today is December the 15th. And it is snowing. So I'm out here in the cold.
The Iceman cometh.
But here are those 2 shelving systems. They kind of lock in, these pins right here. But these need a quick wire brushing. As you can see, the paint is flaking off on them. I'm going to wire brush these on all sides. They look pretty nasty, but we're going to clean them up. I'm going to primer and paint those. And those are 8 foot long, actually a little bit more. I think they're like 100 inches to be exact. So we're going to clean these up, primer and paint, and you'll see those here in a little bit. All right, guys, we're giving you a quick update. The 240-gallon tank is coming along. Just wanted to show this to you real quick. Put a couple inches of water in it last night. There's that large piece of driftwood that was on the far side that we were going to use for the 1,000-gallon tank. But obviously that's when we were going to go freshwater, and now we're going saltwater. So I thought, what the heck? Let's drop that thing inside the 240. That should look pretty good. But I started doing the plumbing last night. As you can see here up underneath, the supply and return lines are starting to come together. And I'm reusing that filter that was on the far side that at one time ran the 380 and 240 combo. So let me take you over there. I'm actually going to put this underneath the RODI barrel, which is a 250-gallon barrel right above. And I thought, well, let's use this space way down here. So I'm also going to reuse this manifold that was also running the tank on the far side. So I've made a couple of cuts in it, and we're going to mount it over here on this right side. And then right here is the motor. And this one's brand new out of the box. This one does 1,900 gallons an hour. This is one of those sea chays. And it's a 55 watt. And does 1,900 gallons an hour. So we're going to use that as the main driving force for this 240. As always, we're going to probably have a valve on the incoming line and the outgoing line as it feeds that manifold. And then obviously 2 lines will go up and feed the 240. So I've got the chamber over here on the left empty. Got to put the bio balls back in it. Same with the top plate, which in this case is the rain plate. That'll go right there on the left. So we'll show you how this comes together here in the next couple hours. This is the update on the 240. Let me take you over here. Now, I've got a whole bunch of rocks right now pushing down on this massive piece of driftwood. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Over here on the left. So that'll make more sense as the days go by. But the 240 is up and running. But the one thing that has caught my eye, and we've had an issue here, I've noticed in the last 18 hours.
Might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor at all.
Is that the motor keeps turning off. So this is one of the sea chays. And it does 1,900 gallons an hour. And I started reading the small print in the manual, and I'm starting to think that we might be shutting off because there's a thermal block. It's thermostatically controlled to once it reaches a certain number, the little computer, or the way it's programmed internally, there must be some form of permissive that says, oh, that's too hot, we're going to shut down. So I put a temperature probe right here on the top of the motor, and it goes up to one of my digital readouts here. The upper number is the ambient temperature of the room. The lower number is coming from that probe. And I'm wondering if at 100 degrees, this thing shuts down, and that's the problem. So now the question is, why would it shut down? Well, I reused this manifold that came from the 380 on the other side of the house. And when you start introducing a lot of 90s, like there's a 45. Now this was all existing right here. Actually, the water at one time was fed over here on this 1 inch. But now we're coming in from this angle. And this T right here, that T right there could be kind of the culprit, because that water's slamming there and then going up. Now granted, it goes around the 90. You know, these two valves are shut off. It's capped off down here. So it can only go up on 1 and 2 right here. And those are both 3/4. You can see I got a pair of 45s at 90s over there, and then takes off to the center island overflow. But this right here is at 99.7. The question is, will we shut off? So just to show you the quick path, let me bring you around here. You can see that the pipes come over here, they go up double 3/4, and they work their way up underneath. And obviously they come out right here and right here. So there's definitely a lot of turns and bends within those two return lines. I would not have thought it would have been enough to shut us down though. And I could be wrong. Well, we're at 100.1 and we're still running. So we're going to keep an eye on this. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. We're still running. But as you can see, we are now at 104 degrees. So it doesn't matter which way you slice this, that motor should not be running at that temperature. That tells me there's too much head pressure. There's too many 90s. That T is definitely not good. So we're going to have to modify that. And but now I'm most curious to see exactly where this thing shuts off. All right, just a quick update. We did shut down. We're at 104.8 degrees.
First time in my life I'm pissed off.
Motor's offline, and I guess that just goes to show you that when you do design your return lines, all these 90s and 45s and T's you do have to account for, because not only is the head pressure rising, you're inducing more heat within the system. In this case, we're definitely inducing more heat into the motor, because that temperature probe just proved it. Now we're at 105.1. So I'm going to have to redesign the manifold here. I think I'm going to take out that T way back there. We had a pair of hard 90s here, which there's definitely a difference in 90s that you can purchase. This is more of a, I mean, that's a real hard 90. It doesn't even have that nice sweep inside, kind of like on a 1-inch right here. This has a nice gradual turn as it passes by, where these, I mean, that's bad. So I'm probably going to cut both of these out, put in a pair of 45s there, and then coming over here, I might be able to, I won't be able to cut that one out. I might be able to redesign this a little bit. Let that get into focus here. See that 90 there, that's a nice sweep 90. And actually so was this one. And so was this one. But here I can see there's two hard 90s right there. That was all the original piping from a couple years ago. But I might be able to put in a pair of 45s there. Possibly even right there. And I might be able to even get those two out of there. Those are two sweep 90s. So those should be kind of good. All right, I guess we're going to modify the return lines. Well, we caught the fish.
You guys are worse than I did.
Me and Jack caught the fish. You can see that we're a little wet right now, but let me show you what we did. The Irwini catfish have now been relocated. Follow me. Let me take you over to 240-gallon tank. As you can see, the floor is a little wet. We kind of got beat up on this one.
What are you doing? I'm already packed.
What?
I'm already packed. What are you doing?
Well, we just got to moving the fish. I'm trying to show them the fact I just moved the fish.
Yeah, we gotta get packed.
Where are we going?
We're going on vacation, dude.
Oh,
We're getting the heck out of Dodge. It's been a bad year.
Yes, it's been a very bad year. So way back there is the one Irwini catfish. We can't even see these. Alright, so both Irwini catfish have been relocated. Same with the silver dollar, the baby azul bass, the orange sevrum, and both the bichers, the Polypterus dehansi and the ornate. So everybody is now in their new home here in the 240-gallon tank. Everything is obviously very wet right now. We got to wipe everything down, put the lights on, and we'll show you what this looks like here in a little bit. Alright guys, quick update on the 240-gallon tank. We are up and running. All the small fish have been relocated. And let me take you over here real quick. There's the two Irwini catfish. There is the orange sevrum. There's the baby azul bass. Over here is the wide bar sevrum. And way in the back is the two bichers, the one dehansi and the ornate. I don't know if I can get a good angle on those guys or not. So there it is. We're up and running. I actually introduced a third pipe coming off that manifold. You can see that there's 3 T's dropping into the top of the tank. I want to thank my buddy Paul real quick. He actually donated the 4 bamboo plants right there that we dropped in right there in front of the center island overflow. But that's it. We're up and running. Let me show you the filtration system real quick, because we did have to do some tweaking on that. Like I said, I did introduce that third pipe, which goes in the back of the aquarium where the 3 T's are at. That's this 1 inch right here. Did cut out those two 90s, did a quick back-to-back on the 45s. And on the manifold over here, we did cut out that T, and now it's just pretty much a back-to-back sweep 90. The original motor did come out. The one that did 1,900 gallons an hour. I did put the other CJ on. This is the 2,500 gallons per hour, 90 watt. This thing's a screamer. Matter of fact, it was so powerful I had the choke valves 1, 2, and 3 because I almost overflowed the tank. But we've been up and running now for about a week. You can see we're at 95.4. So that must be just the running temperature of this particular motor based upon all of the bends and turns that we do have that work their way back to the filtration system and just the operating temperature of the motor. But that is it. We are up and running on the 240. I'm happy to say that's done and finished. And turned out pretty good. So you can see I did add that third shelving system on the very top. Not quite sure what we're going to do there, but it will definitely be used for something. But that's it. Looks pretty good. I'm very happy with that. So till next time, we'll see you guys on the next video. Till then, I'm not going to say stay fishy, my friends. That's that other channel. Till then, we're out of here.
I'll be back.